Hello, misfits and nomads. Step into the spotlight, let your essence shimmer and your creativity glimpse. This podcast is a canvas for your brilliance, a stage for your unique talent to dance and dazzle. Embrace the rhythm of your artistry, the melody of your voice, and the power of your story. As we dive into the depth of your passion, let the world feel the pulse of your creativity, the fire of your spirit, and the magic of your craft. This is your time to shine, your moment to inspire. So unleash your talent, showcase your gift, and let your light illuminate the way. Welcome to a podcast where dreams take flight, talent find the wings, and greatness know no bounds. Get ready to captivate, inspire, and leave a legacy that resonates through the ages. Go ahead, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Olivia Lattore. I'm a music producer, music artist. I mostly do production, but I'm stepping into the music artist role. I just dropped a new single, or maybe if I'm full.
Shout out to you. And uh, so you are an artist and a producer. And as a producer, do you folk mostly produce for yourself or you produce for other artists as well?
I started out producing for myself, and then not so long after, I started getting people. Well, I used to do a lot of like guitar and bass things, like just a session musician. Then I started
Oh,
producing for the artists. Yeah,
oh. So you also play some instruments as well.
I do.
Okay. So guitar, bass,
Mhm.
anything else? A little piano.
I try to play the drums with me.
Okay, okay. Um, I know there's producers and artists that's looking for uh people that play the instrument specifically because they not really in tune with the whole AI sound. Well, artificial sound. They're not really messing with it. So they are looking for people that play the instruments. Oh, okay. And when you produce for other artists, is there a particular type of artist that you mostly focus on, such as like within hip hop or?
When I first started, I was mainly working with a lot of drill artists because I think that was just the catchiest thing, like in
Mm,
2020 to like 2022. So like getting a hold of drill artists wasn't the hardest thing in the world to do. And then I met my very good friend. His name is Plancham. He's also a producer, and then he just showed me like what making real music was, how I was kind of selling myself short by like finding samples and just flipping them into drill beats. So I started to work with other artists and other genres like R&B, even a little bit of country. So, yeah.
R&B, country.
Mhm.
Okay, okay. And uh, now that you're on this journey of finding out, what is it safe to say that you find your staple within those genres, or you still exploring and figuring yourself out?
I guess I am still exploring. Right now, I'm mainly focused on like just developing my sound and
Okay.
getting all the ideas that I have off my phone into the computer fully produced and into the world.
And how will you describe your sound, your music?
One way I could describe it is fun. I think with any production that I do, I like for it to sound unique in that it sounds like something people can dance to. And not only that, to like it's something for people to just feel. Like I want when people listen to music for them to just feel good and feel like they're listening to something refreshing, especially in this day and age where there's a lot of like artists doing similar sounding music. I just want something that feels good. How neo soul in like early 2000s R&B felt for
Hmm.
me. That's what I want other people to feel.
I was getting that vibe. Um, your music, especially maybe if I was cool, which is my favorite so far. Uh, but that song, especially in the beginning of it, kind of remind me of like the opening for like the Proud Family or something. I could definitely see it as like a soundtrack to a to a film or something.
So That's the goal.
And what inspired that song?
Back in January, I was essentially putting together a sample pack. I use this website called waves.com. And so it's just a way for me to like connect with other producers and some bigger name producers. I actually connected with an NFL player too, so I was just getting more music ready for that, and the song just kind of happened. I was a little bit bored in between samples. I just started working on the drum loop, and then I learned a new chord progression. It's like, okay, let's make this work. And then for
No.
the lyrics, I just freestyled. So my
Okay. And not to call you out earlier, but I did hear you was lighting some incense or candles. Yeah, were you?
can't breathe. I can't smell that type of stuff. Oh,
Okay. I was about to, say, was you like a spiritual person, into like light incense or something?
spiritual is a word. I definitely believe in God. I'm not gonna say I'm a full on Christian, but I do recognize my youth within the church. So I'm connected. But like
Okay.
I'm not the like crystals and looking at moon phases type of girl. I just whatever feel good feels good. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you brought up uh, the football player, correct?
hmm
Was you also have interest in sports as well, or you love it? Okay.
It's my thing. Football too a little bit. My cousin, he's an NFL trainer, so I've been trying to keep up so I sound cool to him when we speak. But otherwise, it's just basketball.
Okay. And what about basketball you enjoy?
Everything, everything. For me, NBA. I think just the way that men play is just for me, it's like an art form. It's just there's like a type of in syncness that they have versus like when I watch the WNBA. The WNBA is like really cool too. It's just I don't know,
Mm,
just the vibe is different for me.
okay.
Yeah.
And bringing this back to your music, um, you was talking about you were already inspired by Neon Soul and everything. So I'm wondering, what would you put your music in the category, or do you have an idea?
If I had to put in a category, I would guess R&B soul for right now. But
No.
I'm very versatile, so I could make a neo soul song, and then I can make a country song, and I can make a rap song. It just really depends on what mood I'm in.
Okay. And this journey that you're on right now, what can we expect, from you? Are you just dropping singles at the moment? Or are you working on the EP album?
I'm working on an EP, but for right now, for like the next couple weeks to couple months, it's gonna be singles. My EP, it's not. I don't want it to be something that's like super well produced or well mixed in the sense that I want it to be in my home, in my home studio. I just want it to be something that's raw. I don't know if you ever heard of the artist Cody Chestnut, but
No, but tell me.
he has this. I think his first album. I think it's the Headphone Masterpiece or something like that. But his first album, it just sounds super raw, like he recorded it inside of his garage or something like that. And I want mine to sound, imperfect because that's just a process.
Interesting. Okay. I could definitely see that being entertaining. And you brought up that you have your own home studio setup, right? Is it like a full like setup? You have like soundproof or everything, or you working towards that?
Getting there, it's getting there. I have my essentials, my guitars, a keyboard, and my laptop. Um, I can't soundproof as of right now because the room is just not built like that. So I'm looking to relocate soon.
Okay.
Hopefully, the beginning of next year.
Okay. And I'm curious. I noticed with the two songs that's out right now. I noticed they're about like a minute and about a minute and 30 seconds. Uh, will we see that being like the standard length of your song going forward, or
Not purposefully, but you know,
okay?
that's just how long my songs are. I'm actively working on longer ones, but I don't know. The way I am, I have something to say, and anything outside of what I have to say is kind of just fluff, and I'm not ready to like get into that just yet as an artist, but it's coming soon.
So this is basically us get to experience your idea.
Mhm. Sounds
So
good.
is so so for the songs that's out right now, will you extend it? Will we possibly see that someday, or this is where it's gonna stay?
I think it's gonna stay this way for right now, unless I get someone like Leon Thomas to like feature on this. That's about the only way you're gonna see it past a minute.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay. No, either way, I know it's like a lot of people got their own formula that works, and right now I think the song is good enough to speak of its own, and it could work in a way that it get people to talk about or demand, they start having a demand for more music from you. So just me being a first time listener, especially maybe if I was cool, definitely having wished I'm like, damn, it's such a fire song. I wish it was longer. So it definitely made me want more music from you. Um, So I think you're onto something. Uh, if you keep producing, music like that. So, and I will give you credit for two so far from your two singles out right now. They're different from each other. Um, and they both, stay on their own feet. So if you keep going down this path, I could seeing it being an interesting, catalog to explore. No problem. No problem. Um, and I'm curious, you mind telling us a bit of your, background story or, what inspired you to pursue music?
Um, since I was, I think really as long as I can remember, I wanted to be a producer. So like, I always loved listening to like Omarion's Touch and like NERD, but I didn't
Mm.
realize how much,
Oh,
yeah, I didn't realize how
okay.
much of their catalog was just like across all the radios, and I just wanted to make music like that. Even Timberland and Kanye West, I just wanted to be like those people, but I didn't know. And it's not until I got into like early teens where I started
Mm.
actually doing the research and I'm like, okay, nah. Like I started playing guitar when I was 15. So I knew that I wanted to be a producer. I just didn't have the equipment to do it. And then singing wise, I've been singing since I was a kid. So it's not until like, I got all my pieces together where I'm like, okay, now I can start experimenting like making full songs. But yeah, I usually just started off writing on my guitar and then it just transpired to me making beats and making full on productions.
Okay. And so you start off playing the instruments, and shout out to you. Not too many people I know about the nerds. Uh, um, so you started off as a musician. Um, and around that same time, do you already, had a voice for singing, or was you working towards that?
That's an interesting question because I always thought I could sing, and there was only really one person, well, a couple people, my siblings, and then maybe my older cousin who ever really heard me sing. And I remember when I was like 7 or 8 years old, I was singing for her, and she like had her friends on the phone. She was like, "Yo, listen to my cousin. She could let me sing." And it's not until that moment where I was like, "Oh my god, like I think I actually have a talent." So that's when I kind of got a little bit reserved and shy because when I was younger, I could sing to anybody, but as soon as I like thought it could be something serious, I'm like, okay, now I'm hypercritical. I don't want to sing in front of anybody. So yeah,
Hmm, that's
so,
understandable.
mhm. So I kind of had to like work backwards and like refine my sound, and it's not really until like last year where I was not afraid, as afraid to like let people hear my music. So,
Mm. Well, you said to last year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, and you said you started producing around 2020,
2018. That's when I got my MacBook.
2010. Okay. So you was supporting from the back, but you was being reserved,
Yeah, it's
to
very weird.
showcase your work.
Yeah.
Uh, Not necessarily. Everybody got their own path, and I think we all forgotten, there's different ways to get there.
Yeah.
Um, some people start off on the stage, performing,
Mhm.
while some people, sometimes they have to lose interest in something they love to find, their passion in something else. So, we all got our own story to tell. And it just so happened that you work in the background, pretty sure you learn or you got experience in something that, that, that you was probably grateful for before you start, standing out front, putting out your creativity. So I'm curious, what have you learned, working behind the scenes, producing for other artists?
Everything. It's not until I started working with other artists where I realized, like, especially being a woman in the industry, like, I realized, I guess behavior and the way you carry yourself is probably your biggest key to like success. And especially, I worked a lot with drill rappers, so going into that space around mostly men, majority of it being men, I learned how to
Mm,
be quiet and how to listen rather than voice my opinion. And uh, it's not until I worked with my friend Plancham again that he actually cared about my insight as a producer, as a creative, and he let me take on like not full control, but we both had space to be ourselves within producing music, and that's where I learned how to like really step out of my shell and voice my opinion. Yeah,
mm,
so it's definitely a interesting space that I'm in now because like I'll go into a session and now that I'm 25 now, so if I'm working with people that's like younger than 21, like I'll instantly just take over because I'm like I've been there and I've done that and I don't have time to waste, so let's just get something going now. That's
mm.
that's my mindset right
Okay. I I respect it. And do you still produce for others while you're working on yourself, or?
now. I try to. I do. I put my beats out on YouTube from time to time, but that's really just me. Uh, Really, I'm trying to make a bag. Just have different sources of income. But
Mm,
like if it's an artist that I really like, then like we could definitely get something going. But honestly, producing for other artists is it's I'm someone who gets very distracted easily. And I like to think that I can work on more than one thing at once, but clearly not. So
mm,
right now I'm focusing on myself, and then the only way I'll get to like produce for other artists is if I collaborate, say like my friend Plancham or like other producers. Yeah. Or if
mm.
somebody finds an older beat of mine, that's like the only way that I'm producing for other people right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's either between and what's the friend you keep referring to as a
Plancham.
producer?
Plantcham. Plancham.
Okay.
He's amazing. Like he really I like if you gave me enough time, I probably still couldn't finish talking about how amazing this guy is.
Mm,
Yeah, he's a wonderful producer, creative, friends, just taught me a lot about myself. And yeah, like after the pandemic, like I had time to really figure out myself, but like meeting him in 2021, I believe, or 2022, like he just opened up my eyes to like what music could be, and how easy music is to make relatively.
shout out to them.
Yeah.
And are y'all working on any music together?
Yeah, we could say that. We're always working
No.
on music, so it depends on what we want to like keep to ourselves and like what we share. So there's always music.
Okay. Will we ever, get a chance to see this?
Of course, it's on the way.
Okay.
Even for my sample packs. he's really the only person that I ever collaborated with, because he's like the only person that I trust to like match what I'm trying to do musically, and his ideas,
No.
like even though it may be different, it will work, and I trust him completely to do whatever he feels is right.
No, okay.
Yeah.
Shout out to that.
Mhm.
Um, and bringing it back to your music, I'm curious. What's the story behind, just because I love you?
Just because I love you. I wrote that 2021, 2022. I think I was sick with COVID, and my mother had me on quarantine in my house, meaning like I couldn't leave my any room. Like I was literally stuck in prison for like a whole month, and
Mm,
I only had my guitar. And I don't know if you heard of this app called BandLab.
yeah.
So I recorded the song in there, and basically wrote about my parents. If I had money, if I had all the money in the world, I would buy you the things that you keep, you know, wishing that you had, a house, a car, and also talking about how different things that was affecting me at the time. I had relationships, and then things with my health that I was just dealing with. But it's like it really doesn't matter because I still love who I love. Those are the things that matter to me.
Okay. Okay. And who's the little kid in the music video? Is that your nephew,
It's my
cousin?
cousin. It's my cousin Kevin.
Oh, okay. And who shot the music video?
It's not even a music video. It was
Oh, yeah. It's
yeah. It's like it's just a video. I was at a wedding,
okay.
and it was just a really nice iPhone camera. It just came out really good, and I edited it and I put it together. So,
It's a dope look.
thank you.
Now that I remember. Okay. Um, my thoughts on the song. I thought it was a decent song. I could definitely see it as like an ending. Um, like a credit when you see like a film, it has like the credit and then the song start playing. I could definitely see it for something like that. Um, and I think you got a commercial success sound. Um, I'm pretty sure you know what I mean, but it could be marketed anywhere. Elevator music. Not, you know, I'm not sure what your stigma or what your views on elevator music, but
Whatever gives me the bag.
mm, you said whatever gets you to God.
The bag.
Oh, okay. I
Sure,
was like,
sure.
oh.
Get out.
I was like, that's one hell of a statement. Um, but yeah, I think you got like, a perfect lounge music with, Just Because I Love You. It's relaxing. It bring people at peace. Um, or if, I'm not sure if there was, a hidden message there, but I could definitely see people using it for, appreciating your love, your neighbor or whatever. So, um, I could definitely see it being perfect for that. It's calming, it's relaxing. Um, and since you're a producer as well, I would definitely recommend, promoting your music outside of the United States and see who you attract, especially neon soul. Uh, you was talking about country. Funny enough, I had an artist on here talk about mixing country with reggae. Um, Never even heard those two sound mixing before, but
Definitely have.
there's
Definitely trust.
oh we have
Yeah. If you listen to Jamaican music, they're all mostly cover songs, so you know them.
okay okay so even with so the idea that sounds is merging, uh definitely I could definitely see your music doing well over the Asian uh side as well, like Japan, Korea. Uh they have that soulful in their own way. I could definitely see that mixing well, especially like uh maybe if I was cool. I could definitely see that. Uh, with your voice, I could definitely see that being well, over some reggae. Um, and then since you got experience within the drill, I'm not sure if that's like you still have interest within drill to make music or
Really.
produce.
I try to stay as far away from jail as possible. Like, I think
Okay.
being in that atmosphere for too long, it really clouded my
Okay.
just what felt good and what I was doing music for, the purpose which I was doing.
Uh, Never mind. I was going to bring up like UK, but never.
I mean, I could
Uh,
always switch back, but it has to be with somebody who has something to say.
okay. Okay. Yeah, I was going to definitely say since you got some experience within that UK, London, they got that. I'm not going to say it's like similar, but they got their, similar interests within that field. Um, okay. And, I think you also find uh, some artists in Spain. I think you would do well too. Um, they got more of a vocal, I'm not sure what the word I'm looking for, but their vocals is definitely interesting, especially from their singers, their pop stars. Uh, so I could definitely see that, being within your field. Or especially as a producer, I think you could definitely do something like that. Um,
That's my next step is songwriting for other artists. Um,
oh,
yeah. As soon as I get these ideas out, I'm just trying to
okay.
find different streams of.
No, this is what our platform for is for you to promote that, so you could get that message out there. And then if anybody, can tune in, listen to it, check you out, they would be to make the judgment. Um, but from what I heard so far, and you produce, the beat for these songs, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. From what I'm hearing so far, you almost a full package. And soon you add the writing onto the mix. You play the instrument, you produce, you sing, you songwrite, I'm guessing as well, already for yourself. So technically you're a songwriter. And you mix.
Songwriting. Mm-hmm.
You're the whole Avenger.
Sure.
Uh, um, and I'm curious, do you do any like behind the scenes?
As in, like mixing for other people.
I'm saying, as you remember, like MTV,
Mm-hmm.
like the golden era, how it showcase what it takes for that artist to be an artist.
Okay. Do I like
So
film yourself?
basically, yeah, yeah, and in a sort of sense, like for example, like if you would have, I'm not sure have you got a chance to perform live, not yet. So like, recording, like one, you working on your music, you writing your lyrics, showing us what it takes for you to be an artist. So, that way all your hard work doesn't really feel like it's being wasted. Cause either one, you could use this as, we all need bullshit content to make me. I'm not saying that the content itself gotta be bullshit, but there's a content that you could post and you don't give a fuck about the views. That's what bullshit content is. Uh, but if you decide to keep these and build on it for like a couple years, and they have like a montage of it, that could be a merch.
So that's what I'm getting into now. My bestie Clinton he let me borrow his camera, so I'm gonna do like a little
Mm,
breakdown of how I made the song. Yeah, I'm gonna see how it goes because I do need a new laptop, so that's why I hope to stream the song so I can get a new laptop and do it
mm,
again. Something that's more powerful, like that Mac Tower or something.
mm.
Yeah.
And that would also give you an excuse to, add your music into it as well. So it's almost like a film and a soundtrack, production as well. So yeah, I think you definitely got it. I think, people would definitely be interested to see, you know, what it takes for you to be almost an all-rounded artist. And especially you could use this as your resume especially if you think about, well, you just talk about getting into songwriting for others. So this would showcase, artists or anybody that's looking for a pen. Um, your skills of songwriting, the creation of it, what that look like for you, how you go about, writing your words, playing with the words, singing, etc. So it'd be to kill birds, it'd be to kill birds with multiple birds with one stone, I would say. Um, but outside of that, hitting the halfway mark, how are you feeling?
Good. Still
Okay. Would you like to go on for another 30 minutes?
going here.
Huh?
Say it again. Say that last part.
I said, would you like to go on for another 30 minutes?
Sure.
Okay. So bringing it back, um, to you. So we know you as an artist, we know you as a producer. We know that you like basketball. Is there any other sports, or just basketball?
Football.
Football,
Kickball. Kickball is
kickball, and you talk about soccer.
fun. Oh no, I don't know. So it's a no, but it's a cool sport to watch. I
Oh,
admire
you
it.
talk about like kickball, like the version of baseball.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, got it, got it. Okay. And I'm curious. What is a fun fact about you?
Never smoked a damn.
Okay. And let me guess, you're a tea person. I figured. What's your favorite type of flavored tea?
Chamomile, peppermint, lemon, uh, and Earl Grey.
Okay. Okay. And um, here's another one. I'm curious. Do you have a favorite dish? Mm-hmm.
Curry chicken rice.
Mm. Okay. Okay.
For those people
Um.
that the people that say white rice is the only way to eat curry chicken, it's incorrect.
Okay. Um. And I'm curious when it comes to talent. I know you say you was worried about focus on yourself, but uh, if you were to look for talent, uh, what talent are you looking to explore or can be more connected with?
So
No, like for anybody that come to listen to this podcast, they can listen to you. So you would say I'm looking for YouTube reactors, uh, artists, you name it, put it out there.
see, I would be looking for a content creation scene, maybe a manager. Because
Content.
I think being in front of the camera is something that I struggle with. Like, it takes a lot for me to set it up myself. So if I could have somebody just like on that to film the behind the scenes, because usually if I'm with other people, I'll be the person filming behind the scenes because I do like to capture moments, but rarely do I find myself with someone who's interested in capturing me. So that would be something that cool. I
No.
definitely do need a photographer because again, I'm not really in front of the camera much. Mm. So yeah, and yeah, just people. I always like to hang out and speak to people who are on the visual side of media because it's so different than music. Using your eyes versus your ears. It's interesting.
Mm,
Yeah.
okay. So photographer and is now the photographer is that separate from capturing your behind the scenes or is that also included in
Skills
that?
they
Okay.
bring.
Okay. So somebody to catch behind the scene and a photographer. Now, for the photographer, are you was talking about like a music video or was it something else?
Just somebody who I think it would be cool to like have an exchange of talent. Someone to photograph slash make videos for me, and someone I can use for record whatever audio needs they have. Supply.
Okay.
Yeah.
And are you looking for any other talent?
Mhm. In terms of music, I feel like being that I do most of the production behind music, I'm not really ever looking to outsource. I'm just looking for people that I can vibe with and who have good ideas. So I guess like in terms of talent, somebody who has a good ear for sound. That's what I would look
Okay. Okay. Um, and that would be all you were looking for, I'm guessing.
for. If you play some piano and stuff, that's always cool. Just people who have a good ear for sound. I feel like you don't even have to play music to have a good idea. Because there's some producers that I met who can't play not even one note on the piano, but they're making amazing songs. So it's just you have a good ear for music. That's just what it is.
Okay. And and does these talents have to be local or okay? Okay. And what do you consider, good music?
Good music to me would be something with either a really amazing beat, something that I think just make like you feel in your chest, like songs that just really hit, or like lyrics that just really hit, something that makes you feel something. That's what I think good music is as well. Just I think, especially being in the drill community, there's so much like violence and just I think inappropriate behavior that's being promoted. I think it's important to, especially the younger kids, because I work with kids. It's just important for them to have like something good to reference, alternative to what they're hearing and seeing in the media. So good music is something that I think can positively influence. That's why I really like children shows like Nick Jr. and Sesame Street, because it brings that musicality, but it also teaches the kids, and it encourages them to learn. I think learning is
Hmm.
something I'm very passionate about, helping people to understand if they want to
Okay. Um, After hearing that, I have a few collaborations that you might find interest in. Um, Shout out our first collaboration. Shout out to One Nation. Um, he's the author to a one-shot manga. So he's creating his own manga slash like comic books. So if you're looking to connect with someone within that field, I can send you their information.
like I would be so down to sport for people who are creatives as
Okay. Our second collaboration, I'm not sure you're gonna need with a 2D animator, where this guy can do logos, animated music videos, etc. Anything that's around like digital arts. I can see there. Okay. Our third collaboration, shout out to Jet Production. They make short action films. So they're not just looking to collaborate with artists for soundtracks, but even helping artists create a action music video as well. Okay. Okay. And I know you was talking about you want to strengthen your pen. They also open to, collaborating with writers as well. Um, so if you want to test out and expand with them, they definitely do that. Okay. I'll be sending you their information after this. And this one is a bonus one because you brought up, Sesame Street and stuff. I work with this artist called he go by Deadbot, but He's collaborating with the school district within Chicago to create like music. I'm not sure if you remember that science guy that we grew up in like high school watching, that would do all the experiments and tell us about science. Yeah. So he basically want to become the music version of that, but for like kids that's within going to school. Um, so I thought that would be an interesting connection. Like he's working on making music for kids to enjoy. Okay, okay, I can respect that. And side note as well, Origins, what we're doing as well. We're gonna be starting a not necessarily our own music label, but we're gonna be starting a hub where creatives can come together and make music around themes and challenges. So right now we're working on that, but if you're interested, I'll keep you updated. Okay. Okay. Definitely. Um, Bringing this back to you, uh, what can we look forward to, in the next month? Was you have anything planned dropping within the next month?
Whether it's a single or right now, I'm really trying to feel like it's definitely something that I want a lot of people to. Yeah, still trying to work on my TikTok game, for the camera. So yeah, but yes, to answer your question, music is on soon.
Okay. And how you go about releasing music? Is it like once a month? Um,
Whenever sounds because maybe if I recall, I made it in January, so then drop it to like
mm,
September. So it's just whenever it's ready, whenever it sounds good.
okay. Okay. And how you go about marketing and promotion?
That's an excellent question, and I wish I had a good answer. Just following, if it worked for somebody, I'm more than willing to try. I'm the type of person I believe in starting fresh, so try something else. See if it works.
Okay.
Still learning myself.
Well, well, my 2 cents. Since you are an artist, one of the perks that you have is collaborating with other people, um, that's independent as well. So, people that starting their own TV shows, their own films, or even creating their own, TV, little animated TV series as well. Your music got a potential to be a soundtrack. So even if it's not a soundtrack to somebody's project, it could be a soundtrack to somebody's life. Feeling, mood, uh, uh, and then you especially brought up, dancing. So I would definitely to give you a reason to keep promoting and sharing your music. I think your music could definitely do well within, roller skates, places, people that roller skates, that's active, dancing, grooving. I think you would definitely do well having your music there. And, collaborating with like your local stores too. We're in this era where, we're not dependent on the radio anymore. A lot of these local stores, these local businesses, they're using, platforms such as Spotify. So you can, easily connect with them and be like, hey, you might add my music, to your playlist. Um, so I would just say definitely advertise your music even, and I recommend, trying overseas as well. Uh, I'm pretty sure, over here we have our own stigma and we judge a lot of unnecessary shit compared to, overseas. They don't know us from a can of paint. They're not a part of our culture. So the only thing they could judge you is your art that you put out there. So I would definitely recommend, advertising yourself, um, overseas. Um, we're not going to be good in everything. And, so I definitely recommend, find, people that can, play their role, that can strengthen you up. Um, but outside of that, I think when it comes to your art and creativity itself, it's almost a full package. I only nitpick is probably either a longer song or a longer catalog. So, so that's my only nitpick. But outside of that, I think, you got enough going on where, your music alone can talk for itself. And also you're a producer as well. So if music is a little short, you can also get your name out there, either collaborating with artists, just have your name appear in other projects, or producing for other artists too.
Getting back into just hammer down the songs in the mixing process. I am working on
Hmm.
this.
No, it's okay. This is what we do. I mean, I recommend, use us. We drop about 3 to 4 podcasts. So if you just like to use our platform just to see, talent out there, that's what I welcome that. That's what we for.
I got to TikTok too. That's how we kill it.
Hmm. That's where I get, that's where I find a lot of y'all um projects, music, etc. Um, and that's another thing too, TikTok as well. Just like I said, your music could be a soundtrack to, people life. So, getting people to react to your music, even some YouTube reactors, I would recommend. Um, you know, having people react to your music or, whatever, that would just put the thought. The one thing I realized about people, they tend to support when you get other people talking about you. So if you get yourself a team of people that circulate your content and got that, relationship, even streamers as well. Um, do you, what's your thoughts on streaming? Do you stream or?
Um, my brother and my friends have been telling me that I should get into it. Which, I tried. I don't quite understand it, and I don't think my computer can handle it. So that's what
So from the streaming aspect, if you was going to do it, I was going to say you could do that a way to do snippets, showcase your music, showcase your craft. Um, that works along your lines of, what you're comfortable with. For other streamers, people that game or whatever, having, let's say you collaborate with a streamer and you give them permission, like to play your music while they stream or whatever, that could be a form of getting your music out there. Like I said, could be a soundtrack to, people life. And if they using it, that's going to attract other people. They're going to be like, oh, where's that song? Who is this? Uh, that could get them talking. Um, okay. Okay. So your big, your biggest nemesis right now, is it necessary being like in front of the camera or is it more to that?
um, I think my biggest nemesis is myself. Just getting up and setting it up. I think that would probably help me more than just sitting down and saying, "Okay, I'm gonna try that again tomorrow." Um,
Okay.
it's just really a matter of getting creative because like visual things don't really come to me as naturally as like audio stuff. It's something that I actually have to think about. And so when I actually have to think about something, then I kind of like get a little bit, my brain starts to get a little bit overworked. It's something that I definitely I can do, and I just need to do it. That's all.
Okay. And what's your thoughts on like doing a self-recording, performance? Like the Tiny Desk.
I would do it. I don't think my catalog is long enough yet to justify doing it, but I would. I could work up the courage. When it comes to singing live, it's something that I'm still quite. I have stage fright,
Mm,
and I'm still, though I can sing on the mic, I think performing is a whole different kind of skill to have, and so I'm developing that now, and I'm more comfortable with singing in front of people.
okay.
Yeah, and I think also this past summer, I performed with my good friend Lobo. So he had me playing guitar, and I think that kind of like awakened the spirit in me. Like, okay, I like the attention that I'm getting from this. I like the feeling that I have. So I'm definitely open to doing it. I just want to make sure that I have content and I have something that can hold people for at least 10 minutes.
Okay. Um, the reason why I asked that, because the thing that we're starting to do right now, because if you were to check our older work, you would see that not only you get to listen to the music of the artists that we will host, you will also get the interview. But because of Spotify, they make the changes. We're no longer able to do that anymore. So what we're doing now, those that subscribe to our platform, you're able to create your own ad. So for you, for example, since you're an artist, if you wanted to have a platform, to like, let's say create your own, like, your ad is showcasing your music, or recording you performing, solo performing or whatever, we would give you that platform, that space to do it.
So very good. I'm done.
Okay. All right, definitely let us know. And we don't really care about the ad is your ad. So wherever you want to advertise out there, wherever you want to put out there, that's all we care. If you believe in it, we believe in it. Um, and as long as it doesn't get us kicked off the internet too. We,
I'll do that. I got you.
okay. And uh, coming near, near to the end. It was really great to have you on here. It was great to, get to know you for a bit, your passion, your drive. Um, is there, anything else you'd like to put out there?
Honestly, it's just me doing music right now, and I would just love for people to tap in and just listen to what I have so far because more music is on the way. So I really I want my music to be heard on a grand scale, which I'm sure every other artist does too. But I think I really have something for people to hear, and I think it'll be a fun little journey that I'm on. So just tap in and give my music a listen. Give me a follow too. Social media at Olivia Lattore everywhere. Yeah,
And do you have a preferred platform? Where's your go-to platform?
probably Instagram.
Okay. Okay. And we can find you on all platforms when it comes to your music. Correct?
Olivia
Okay.
Lattore. Mhm.
Okay. Shout out to you. It was great to have you on this podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Um, no problem. Like I said, this first time is a free trial. If you like to come back, it'll be a small fee, but we would do a ranking um out of your catalog. So we encourage you to keep making music, and maybe give you a platform to promote. Whatever you got going on. Um, Outside of that, would you like this to be a video or a audio exclusive?
Well, my face wasn't really in it, so it could be an audio exclusive. Whatever works.
Okay.
Could be video
Well,
too.
you follow either order. The only difference is video will pop up on YouTube. Audio is just, most social platforms such as Spotify, Apple.
Okay. Either or. It don't matter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Shout out. Well, you already shout out all your platforms. Do you want to shout out anybody else?
Shout out to my friend Plancham. He's at Plancham on Instagram, uh, and YouTube. And shout out to Clinton. Shout out to the homies. Shout out to my mans. Shout out to the shorties. My sister. And my
Mhm.
cousin Amanda. Thank you to my family, and thank you to my dad, mom, and my grandma. And that's it.
Shout out to them.
Mhm.
And out of your catalog at the moment, what song you prefer, the listeners to go to?
Maybe if I record, that's the one. That's the
Okay.
sweet spot.
Okay. All right. It was great to have you on this podcast. I'm looking forward to your success.
Thank you
This
so
podcast is
much.
gonna be out within a month.
All right, that's cool. It was nice
All right.
speaking with you.
It was nice speaking to you as well. Keep do keep doing your great work. I'm really impressed.
Thank you. You as well. This is a great platform.
Thank you. Have a blessed one.
You too.